She said that she will leave tonight if he doesn't come correct to her. Usman stood up and said, "Safe flight." Damn. Hey my beautiful peeps, if you're new here, my name is Char and welcome to Char TV. For my existing subscribers, I appreciate you coming on back. In today's video, I'll be doing a detailed recap on episode 13 of Before the 90 Days. It's called There's No Fear in Love. Before I jump into the recap, I have a special birthday shout out. It's going out to Shimi Ibrahim. I hope that I pronounced your name right. I hope you have a lovely birthday, enjoy it to the fullest, and be blessed to celebrate many more. Now on to the recap. I'm gonna be starting with Mike and Ximena. After Mike told Ximena that he'd give her space, and she said, "Hey, are you ending things with me?" Mike then asked her if she wants to call it quits. Ximena said that she just needs some space to think about things. And Mike then said to her, "Well, do you need space in terms of me staying here or going back home?" Ximena said that he can stay so that they can try and sort things out and see what happens. Mike agreed to this. They leave the cafe after having their chat, and Mike receives a video call from Nelsie.
I really think that you should stay in the house and just find a hotel or something.
She said I could stay to see if we could come up with a solution.
No. Don't do that. There's gonna be no solution because she doesn't like you. She's disgusted by you. And if she's saying that there is gonna be a solution, it's because she wants you to pay for stuff. She doesn't want anything to do with you.
Nelsie said that Ximena doesn't deserve Mike to be around her, and he doesn't deserve to be treated poorly. Ximena is quite annoyed that his friends are involved in their relationship, and Nelsie said, well, hey, if this wasn't happening, they wouldn't have to be involved. Ximena explained that she just simply said that she needs a little bit of space, and Nelsie was like, yeah, but you're saying that, and you're still taking money from him, and you don't love him. Ximena said to her, well, why do you care? Nelsie said, it's not normal to have someone pay for everything for you when you're treating them like crap.
She said, is it like that or is it not like that?
Well, I do feel kind of like crap. I do feel bad.
Bueno, que se vaya mañana entonces, y ya.
Leave tomorrow and that's it.
Alright.
Alright.
Thanks, Nelsie. Alright.
Bye.
Ximena then asked Mike, well, what are you doing? And Mike said, well, he may or may not stay in a hotel tonight. And she was like, well, is that because of your little friend? Because of what she told you to do? He said no. And Ximena said, yeah, because you were fine before your little chatterbox friend called you and says to leave as if you're a child. She feels that he should act and speak for himself. He said, well, it still doesn't change the fact of how he's feeling because he still feels like crap about what happened. And he pleads to Ximena to please understand where he's coming from, and she said, okay.
This is really just overwhelming. I just feel like I'm getting pulled in all different directions. I know that Nelsie looks out for like my best interest, but my heart is so invested in this relationship that it's really hard for me to leave. No, and I'm going to be my own man, and I'll stay in for another week.
Ok.
So,
Todo estará bien. Yo cambiaré mi forma de ser.
see?
Mike then asked Ximena if he would sleep with her. And she said, only if you don't stare at me, because we all know how she feels about the staring thing while she's sleeping. He said that he won't, and she agrees, and they gave each other a smooch and a hug. Mike is relieved, even though Ximena still has her doubts, but it shows that she still has feelings for him. And he hopes that things can go back to how it was on the first trip, and that things can move in a positive way.
When me and Ximena got home from the cafe, we went to bed in her bed with the kids, and then we snuck out, went to the kids' bed, and guess who got lucky? This was the first time that I've had sex with Ximena on this trip. So it definitely felt good. It definitely felt like things were starting to get back to normal.
Ew, y'all really did the hokey pokey on the kid's bed? Mike said to Ximena that last night was really good, huh? And she was like, yeah. But the way she said yeah was like, you know how she is. He said to her, now if you were an animal, you would be a tiger. I guess she really put it on him the night before for him to say that. And then he asked her, well, what kind of animal would he be? Ximena said an owl.
Bruh.
And the reason she said that is because he stares a lot. But he's a very good owl. She decided to sleep with Mike because he mentioned that he wanted to leave. So she decided to go ahead because she wanted to see what would happen. Now she feels that they're a little bit more connected. Later that night, Ximena is taking Mike to one of her favorite restaurants. This is actually their first real date night since Mike has been in Colombia. He said that it feels good that she's happy and is happy to be around him. Mike feels that it's hard to communicate with Ximena because she's not forthcoming with her feelings. While eating dinner, he asked her if she wants to talk about the wedding. And she said, sure, and said to him, well, what kind of wedding do you want?
I'm cool with just like a simple wedding, friends, family.
Ok, pero ya sabes, no vas a traer a tu amiga la chismosa. Ella es muy metida. No me gusta esa vieja.
I only asked her to talk to you. I didn't know she was gonna say all those things.
Pero yo quiero saber, ¿por qué tú le cuentas todos tus problemas a los demás? O sea, tienes que madurar, por Dios.
Mike explained that he simply just wanted Nelsie to translate, and he apologizes that she got a little bit loud. She then tells Mike that she doesn't want them to sleep together until after they're married. Now her kids don't sleep alone, and usually she sleeps with them. Obviously, 4 people cannot fit on one bed. Mike feels like he's being played and that he should have listened to Nelsie and taken his behind home. Well, I think so too, Mike, because whether you're married or not, there's still gonna be 4 people. I mean, the bed situation doesn't change just because you're married. There's still the same amount of people, so I don't know about that excuse. That's pretty much all between Mike and Ximena. I'm curious to see if he's gonna take his behind home. On to Kim and Usman, aka Soulja Boy. Kimberly is going through all sorts of emotions after this whole ZARA thing and needs to vent to her friend Vanessa. She fills her in on who ZARA is and that they were in a relationship. And Vanessa pointed something out to her. She said, okay, so he made a song about his ex-wife who had importance to him, and then he made a song about ZARA. So does she have the same importance? Why he did a video about her too? Now that stung Kimberly a little bit to hear. Kimberly is feeling really down about herself. Unlike when she first arrived, she was full of confidence. Not anymore. Vanessa said to her, look, if this were somebody else, you would have been like, bye. And that she doesn't need to be chasing after a Nigerian rapper singer. Exactly, Kimberly. So take your behind and go home. Just like I used to tell Jenny, go home. Kimberly feels that she can't go home with things being so unsettled. She feels that Usman needs to do something big and romantic to prove his love to her. And if he doesn't, it's going to hurt her because that's going to show her that he didn't love her at all. An hour later, Kimberly texts Usman and tells him to meet her by the pool. Usman plans on just playing it chill, you know, like a gentleman, because he wants to prove to her that he loves her and wants to make things work. They meet up and Kimberly explains to him that she's been doing a lot of thinking and she feels like everything has been a bunch of BS. She doesn't understand why he'd bring her all the way down here to watch a video shoot about another woman. She feels that the entire trip has been deceptive because she didn't know that they weren't gonna kiss or have sex, or having her beg for him to stay in her room. She feels that things should be a lot further than they are. Girl, why can't she just let things happen naturally? I don't understand why she always has to push for things. If things are meant to be, then they will happen naturally.
Do you know how much work this took to get me this made?
I don't know.
I had to like go online, find a place that did it. It was sent.
I know how much you
Let me
work.
finish. It was sent overseas. I get it back, paid extra. I paid like, I think it was like $45 to get it sent to me like 2 days later, so you'd have it on your birthday. That's thought. How much thought did you put in this trip for me?
Nothing. Like the trip, like
Wow,
nothing.
that's saying
Nothing.
so much.
No, listen.
Yo ho ho. Oh my god, I just pulled a Kim. Excuse me. But did you see the look on her face? Usman said he didn't force her to come. Kimberly said that she just wants him to realize the effort that she puts into things. And she does not feel any love coming from him. And she's really pissed. Now, in order for her to stay there, and she has looked into flights that are actually leaving tonight, but in order for her to stay there, he needs to do something big. She doesn't know what, because he's gonna have to figure that out, but it's gonna have to be something.
I'm not, until you prove it and you prove I'm the one, I don't even want to be around you, seriously. And until you do, you won't get the back. When you prove it to me, then you'll get it back. I'm not giving it.
Oh my god, this is funny.
Oh,
Like,
is it funny?
Very funny.
Funny too? I hope that was funny too.
Kimberly has never, in any relationship, resorted to throwing a drink in someone's face. But the funny comment really triggered her. Because you see, with her ex-husband, he used to come home with lipstick on him, phone numbers in his pocket, and she would find them. And when she would confront him about it, he would say, haha, you're so funny when you're mad. Like, not taking her feelings seriously. So because of this, she's not gonna put up with that again. After Kimberly stormed off, Usman followed her shortly after. He said, you called me here to disrespect me and throw water on me? Now, women in his culture are 100% submissive. And what she did was unheard of. Now, he doesn't know if that's normal in America, but in his neck of the woods and the world that he knows, that is highly disrespectful. And he won't put up with that.
I called you to talk.
So why are you trying to say like you taking your blinks? You're like, I have to do something before you. Okay,
Prove
what
to
if?
me you prove to me
Okay,
you want me.
what?
How about that?
What if
How
if I
about
didn't?
you
If
do
I
that?
didn't do what you asked me to do, then you get the necklace?
No, I'm leaving.
Is that all the pride?
Why should I put so much thought into this if you're not doing anything?
But I did what you want.
What is it what? Oh, you did what I want. Is it what you want?
Kimberly doesn't believe that Usman loves her because the actions just ain't there. Usman doesn't know what else he can do to prove himself to her. She said that she will leave tonight if he doesn't come correct to her. Usman stood up and said, safe flight. Damn. Kimberly said, cool, she'll book the flight tonight. Usman feels that the Kimberly now is not the Kimberly he knew before. She's acting totally different and things have now changed. He's not feeling the relationship right now, and it's similar to his ex-wife.
I lost. I feel like we both lost. We're not going to work this out. He said have a safe flight. That was all the answer I needed. So that's it. So it's going to be very, very hard to remove Usman from my life because he's been such a part. It's not just like he's a little part of my life. Like it's a 24-hour thing. You know what I mean? And I've gotten so used to him calling me every morning or me calling him.
That's pretty much all between Kimberly and Usman. And yet again, I'm curious because we've all heard her say this many times. Oh, I'm gonna quit bugging for intimacy, rah, rah, rah. And she still does it. So let's see if she actually takes her behind back home. On to Gino and Jasmine. Gino is still on a high from receiving the blessing from Jasmine's mother. But when he woke up in the morning, Jasmine said that she needed some space and she seemed a little bit upset. So she went to the gym to work out. Gino was just left feeling confused. Gino went to the gym and tried to talk to Jasmine, of course, while she was working out, and we all know that she does not like people talking to her while she is exercising. And she said to him, I don't understand, why are you here? And he said, I'm just here to check on you. Jasmine has been trying so hard to forgive Gino about him lying and sending nudes to his ex. But this morning, she realized that it's harder than she thought it would be. She has something to say to Gino.
I just received this message from a crazy account on social media saying that my tits are going to be all over the internet.
Who sent you that?
A fake account. 0 followers. But, I mean, it's obvious who it is. Because I gave you the pictures and you gave it to her.
Right.
Jasmine explained that she needs to be mentally prepared because the ex can post those pictures at any time. I mean, right now. And those pictures are gonna be on the internet for the rest of her life. Gino doesn't think that she has to worry about it. And this is what's pissing Jasmine off, is his whole attitude towards this. He should have the balls to apologize to her and say, yeah, you're right, she can do that. Gino said, but he did apologize. But she doesn't feel that's enough because you're talking about her life there. Gino does feel terrible about things, but if the messages are who he thinks they're from, which is his ex, then they're just a bunch of empty threats. Because he knows her pretty well and knows that she just wants to cause trouble.
You have to understand, Gino. There are people that depend on me. I have my kids, I have my mother, and being a teacher, I'm gonna be destroyed. I'm gonna get fired, that's for sure. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Right. Yeah, I understand.
So why you're telling me like not to be scared?
Gino said to her, well, if you lose your job, I will support you. And she said to him, well, do you have $3,000 a month? Because that's what her salary is. And he said, well, she can do another job and he'll support her until she finds one. Jasmine is feeling insulted that Gino said that to her because she loves teaching. And she always wanted to be a teacher since she was a child. It's part of who she is. And because of Gino, this could be gone. And she doesn't know what she's going to do if this happens. Well, I'm sure you all know by now that she has an OnlyFans. All she wants him to do is show her that he's really sorry about what he did. Jasmine just feels resentment whenever she looks at Gino. She doesn't feel that he's taking the issue seriously and doesn't realize the position that she's in. Gino was asking Jasmine if she wanted to go for a walk, which she declined. And then he said to her, well, is there anything else that you want to do? To which she said, no.
I want peace in my life. I shouldn't be going through this. I want peace. I was looking at my pictures. The day I met you was so pretty, was so happy. My nails, my eyelashes. Now I look like and I feel like that.
Gino was trying to butter her up and say, oh, you look fine just the way you are, but she wasn't having that. And then he said to her, well, do you want to get your lashes done today? And she said, oh my gosh, if I want to get something done, I will get it done myself. She said to him, you're not used to this kind of relationship, and that's not going to work with her because she's not a sugar baby. Jasmine decided to be a little bit petty and said, well, just for the record, just for them sitting together, he doesn't have to pay her the $200 or $250, whatever it is that he pays. She's doing it for free. Now, before meeting Jasmine, Gino went on a couple of dates and he paid these ladies money for spending time with him. But it's not who he is now and wishes that Jasmine would stop bringing it up. Jasmine wants to see actions and not material things thrown at her. She needs to see that he's different and requests to see his email.
The new emails, I would just ask, don't open those because I have to look at those.
I'm gonna find something said, Gino. What is it?
Jasmine said to Gino, what is this crap about Legoland? Gino was like, oh, I went there before, I think. What do you mean you think? You know if you went somewhere or not, Gino. But that it was from years ago, back in 2014. And Jasmine wants to know who was with him on that trip, and he said his ex. Now she said to him that he told her the only time that he went somewhere with his ex was to Disney and Upper Michigan. He didn't mention anything about the damn Legoland.
But you keep lying. Stop
Am I supposed to remember every thing I do?
Gino, it's not the fact that you took her there. You keep lying about simple. If you lie for this, you're gonna
That's
lie
not
for
a lie. I
the biggest
forgot. You think I remember everything I did 6 years ago? Can you?
Yes.
Oh. Idiot.
Gino said that he doesn't have anything else to say to her. He's done. Yeah, right, Gino, you're not done. We know you're not done with her. And that's pretty much all between Gino and Jasmine. On to Memphis and Hamza. The next morning after the proposal, they're sitting down and having breakfast. Hamza explains to Memphis that his mother wants to perhaps go to a restaurant and have a chat with her with a translator present. Memphis agrees, even though she was to go wedding dress shopping with the mother and sister. Memphis is a little bit worried because she knows that Hamza's mother is old-fashioned, and she also knows that she's not happy with the whole sex before marriage thing and the fact that Memphis is divorced. So if the conversation goes south, the mother may try and stop the wedding. Now, of course, Hamza's mother is excited to chat to Memphis because she has a lot to say. She wants to know everything about Memphis since she is marrying her son in a couple of days. Moments later, they arrive at the location to chat with the translator.
She's telling that she worries about her son, and she worries that maybe, who knows, your ex doesn't accept a Tunisian who will be with your children. Understand what I mean?
Yes. My ex-husband, he is okay with me moving on and being happy. My ex-husband is a very good guy.
She also said that all her ex-husband cares about is how Hamza will treat the children. Hamza's mother also wants to know the situation about what happened when Memphis was younger, as it worries her and she wants clarification. Memphis then went on to explain that her and her mother used to live on the streets. She's been through a lot and as a result has suffered a lot of trauma because of it. The mother is concerned about all the things that Memphis has gone through psychologically and financially. She's wondering if everything that Memphis has gone through, if it's gonna impact the relationship with Hamza. Now, telling people about her past is a very touchy subject with Memphis, but she is willing to do so that she can show Hamza's mother that even though she went through a trying time, it made her stronger. Now, instead of seeing that Memphis was able to overcome things, instead of letting it drag her down, Hamza's mother is taking it in a negative way. And this is really irritating Memphis.
Let me tell you one thing. I'm going to be as respectful as I possibly can right now. But you're really kind of getting to me. I'm a nurse practitioner. I came from nothing to where I'm at right now. I haven't had the support that Hamza has had. I had to learn everything on my own.
Hamza's mother said that she knows she is really strong despite what she went through, and said that maybe she will have a good life with her son. Memphis said that she's a very loving person and that's why she came here. She would never bring Hamza back to America just to hurt him. The mother says she just wants Hamza to be happy and that he does love Memphis very much. Tears are flowing and the ladies embrace, and it now feels good to Memphis that they were able to clear the air. Later on, they meet up with Hamza's sister and they all go shopping for wedding attire. Now, Hamza's mother wants her to wear something traditional, and she's willing to do so to make sure that Hamza and his family are happy. She's a little nervous that things won't fit her or suit her as well as fit in with the tradition. Memphis decides to FaceTime her mother so that she can see her try on the different dresses and be a part of the process.
Oh my God. See, mother, see?
Oh my God.
Oh, it's the queen.
It's a beautiful dress, but I don't think it's your color.
All right. Oh, she can't walk.
Yeah, that one, that definitely was not the one. She tried something else on that was better suited for her. It seemed to be a win with her as well as everyone else. Memphis is feeling excited that she found something that actually fits her and that she likes. She also feels that she's finally being accepted by Hamza's mother and the rest of his family. The last thing that she has to get done is to have him sign the prenup. She's concerned about that because she doesn't want this to ruin things, but it's something that she really needs to have done. The wedding is just in a couple days, and Memphis finally has the chance to talk to a family law attorney. She tells the attorney that she's making more money now and she has plans on building a house. She doesn't want to make the same mistakes that she did in the past.
There's not much you can do to protect yourself this fast. I mean, if I draw up a prenuptial agreement, he needs to be able to understand what he's reading. And under Michigan law, he has to have an opportunity to be able to consult with an attorney before he goes over it. So
that's not what I was hoping to hear.
Memphis wants to know what her other options are, and he advises her to push the wedding back rather than going forward with a post-nuptial agreement. That would be a bit of a headache because preparations have already started for the wedding, and she also feels that it would put things at risk, so she has some thinking to do. 3 hours later, Memphis is packing her things, and of course Hamza wants to know what she's doing. She said that she just needs some time to think about things, and she doesn't want to stay with Hamza because she doesn't want him to influence her decision. So she wants to be alone to fully process things. This is leaving poor Hamza confused. And that's everything between Memphis and Hamza. That concludes my recap. I really hope that you enjoy it. It was an alright episode. I think the highlight was with Kimberly and Usman. They sure do get fired up. I'm also curious to see what's gonna go on with the wedding since things have already started. And will Mike take his tail and go back home? And also, is Gino really done talking? I don't think so. Drop your thoughts on the episode. I'd definitely like to pin one of your comments. Thanks for watching, my beautiful peeps, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!